You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it... She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out. The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hit, then each... So sure, go, talk to her. See, you make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save Prince... Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted enough the blade is your implement. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy, her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Is hypnotizing. So don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still... You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a...
Hi. Do you think you can... Okay. Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating...
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too...
Is Princess her name or her title?
Like I said, you can call me Prince... I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten.
Okay, that's what she hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
Of course I'm locked up down here. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a baby.
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than...
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but Okay, but actually... The princess she doesn't know. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever...
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that...
Leaving her alive is too risky. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one. I know you think this is some kind of fair... It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch.
Where are you going? You can't...
You turn your back to the prince.
Fine. Turn your back on me.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both your... Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere. Is it just me? Or did this room...
Why don't you come closer?
This is a dangerous play. She doesn't have a weapon, and she's missing an arm. You can finish this. You close the basement door, locking it. Okay, we can make this work. She has to settle in against the far wall to watch. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue.
I know you're still there. Why don't you... It's not like this little door I'll hold for very long.
She sounds terrifying as she violently rattles.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like... No.
Do you think losing an arm is actually enough to do me in?
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body... It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth.
So helpless. I can take my time with you.
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't want a shame. If you'd only help...
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both...
It can't be. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. And... You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to... It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep... Shh. What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. What shit? I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first... Those are two very different questions. Let's say for a moment, if you're back here, I'm assuming you... We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still... All we did was lock her up and no comment. Well then, congratulations. and your solution is to send us back in there. Do you want us to slay the princess? Obviously, I want you to slay her. Anyways, I believe your other question was something along the lines of, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me, what do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Speak for yourself. From my perspective, there were plenty of consequences. I'm never going to forget the way she... And that's only scratching the surface. If what you said is true, it begs the question of how you got back. Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, if she brought an end to everything and everyone, how are we... I want you to... Just be quick. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. Look, I'm not supposed to say this. You can't just goad us into doing something by... I don't know, okay, fine. Maybe you can goad him into... I'm not goading you into doing anything. You already know the princess is dangerous. All I'm... And for what it's worth, we don't. I've told you everything you need to. If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. He isn't telling us everything he knows because he doesn't trust. Stop. Do you see the way he keeps... She is just a princess. Whatever you... Great. Now if you... A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. It doesn't matter. Don't trust. The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note, the blade is your implement. Hold on. Wow, it's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out, but if you keep getting stuck, so deep breath. You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know... Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad. Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been. So focus up. You reach down and pick the blade up off. Good. Is it gonna be enough though? The blade is the only thing you... Those are the words of some... You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps. More eyes too. You never... The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static. As if you're just... Her cruel and...
I didn't think you'd come back.
Okay, we need a game plan. You make your way to the bottom of the stair. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. She could be anywhere, and there's no... Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place? No, I'm not. Somebody need... Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. We're going to die down here. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you.
You turn to the left, a faintly outlined...
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your arms quickly... This is it.
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be... Oh, what did you do? Pull yourself together.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your heart Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you
then experience stopped?
Okay, whatever you were doing.
You sure about that? You have
Yes, I'm sure.
heart, lungs. Again, your eyes
Can't decide what you want to do. Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Your weapon is still in your hand. Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, 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 lungs, liver.
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to.
Liver.
Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to you.
if I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver. She slowly runs her velvet glove across.
Shit, mate. Hey.
Okay, you're back.
One moment, and
She pulls away.
but that wouldn't be very fun.
Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, 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 liver, nerves.
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with, well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around.
Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
No, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this, don't worry.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, 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 heart, lungs. What? No!
Come around.
Liver. No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving.
Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end for
Shit. Lungs, liver. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me.
Go ahead. I'll be
I wouldn't trust having our back to.
You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the feed. Besides, I get the feeling. Heart, lungs, liver. You place a shaky. You can feel the static prickling of the princess on your.
You're almost there.
The only thing left between you and the cabin is the now shut.
Oh, you snake. There wasn't even a door when we first got here.
I know he's messing with us, but you can't.
Yes, I remember. Of course.
Thank you. And you? Of course I would. As much as I want you to have a happy end. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
Oh, look at that.
Liver, nerves,
It'll open.
lungs, liver. You pull against the door. The lock gently clicks open in response to your effort, and the door.
You're not nearly as
Anyways, like he said, you're not really. I never said I was. If I was in, I don't know.
The door is open. What are you dawdling for? It's time for us to.
Shit. The princess moves past you and into the cabin. This is it. This is your final moment to make things right. I thought you wanted us to slay her. It's the same thing. Do it. Do it.
Okay.
What I said. What?
Oh, do you want to hear? Yes. Well, I thought you need... We do, but this is important. Look, I'll even do it myself. Heart. Right. Lungs. Liver. Okay, thanks. Heart. You're terrible. I know. I'll do it. Yes, it's very hard to stay focused.
What are you doing?
Heart. Finally, I can talk. Now, what were you asking me? Running everything kind of feels like they were asking you for your blessing to trust me. Oh, that's right. Yeah, fuck this guy. Don't really. Oh, of course not. Can't trust anybody here. I suppose if I had to make... Thank you for your gracious show of support, but that's a marginal preference. We'll have to deal with him later. I'd just rather deal with him while our organs are intact. Whatever. You heard what he had to say, so whether you trust me or not, killing her is still the best. All right, I'm done. You can... Finally, that was hard.
You've been standing there staring blankly for a while. Open.
Heart. Lungs. Your will concentrates into a single fine point, and you strike. She doesn't even move as the blade sinks into her. We did it.
You actually went.
We've already seen how she can change. In her final moments, the princess lunges forward, tackling you. As the two of you fall, you rip your blade from her chest, tightly clutching it in your hands. Nerves. Heart. Lungs.
Have fun falling forever. I'll see you when you finally decide to die.
She tears herself away. You are alone. Heart. Oh. I can stop. I can. Are we? But she was the one who controlled this place, wasn't she? It means you're falling. You continue to... Forever's gonna... No, it won't. Feels... Doesn't have... What do you mean? We still have a way out. Are you suggesting we kill ourselves? That's a terrible idea. You've all... Because right now, you're right. But if we've already saved the world... I just do. I value life. Why? What do you mean, why? I think it's perfectly reasonable to value... Exactly. I don't... I'm stuck here with you. I wish I weren't. Feelings mutual. At least we're all... Ah, yes. The whole... I don't like the way you said that. Of course I did. Though you plenty. But it's all in your best. She's dead and we're falling forever. How could telling us it just can? Look, this world is saved, but if you start over, for all you know, you're just putting another world in danger. You barely managed to land the kid. I've already... No. Still no. You're not going to wear me. Oh, we should ask him one more time. I'm not. Either way. The narrator, you can't just describe yourself, ignore. I can. The narrator? Oh, you could do a lot. Exactly. You'll be fine. More time, pup. More time, pup. You say that now? That's a grip. But I suppose we don't have... Unlike you. Oh, sure you are. I don't like this, but you raise the blade. Here we go. You'd better get this right next time. Everything goes dark. You're on a path in the wood. Shit. This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter. We've tried doing it our way, and we've tried doing it... Are you suggesting? Why shouldn't we? It's all... Okay. So, you've already been here. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you... See, it's that last part I'm not so sure about. We've ended twice. This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what I'd call it. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out. Well then, if the world's rushing to an end... You're making a dizzying amount of assumptions. You're perceived... Those little voices have already drawn attention to the... Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an... infinite loop. There's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would... Do you see how little authority he has? He's practically just... Everyone is manipulating us. I'm begging you, don't do this. You're going to damn everything to oblivion. I guess you'll just have to stop us. There's got to be a crack in this world somewhere. Oh, I agree. This is... Haven't you been suggesting we team up with them? That was then, this is now. And besides, she'll always be there to set free if things go south. Ugh, fine. You walk down the path away from the cabin. For all our sakes that you...
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on? Where are we? It's finally happened, hasn't it? I like it. Seems like it's got great acoustics.
You're on a path. You're here to... Seriously? You're just going to... Fine. I suppose you just... Good. What we're being asked to do, ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already out... Your silence is deafening. But fine. You turn around and trek back down the path. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now... There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much... And here we go. As you trudge, at first it's little flickers, but as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers... In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin. The cabin. An infinite...
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the... You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's...
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but if by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever...
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful.
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that... A warning. She will lie. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't. Ignore him.
Let's keep... The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected, but the only furniture of note is a plain table. Its legs, the blade is your...
If he wants us to take it, Maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better, no, we're taking the knife. Have you seen it? I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing. You can't just say, listen to me. My job is to decide if you're going to slay her. You cannot let fear creep into your heart. Oh, nothing. Just ignore the stressful how. Even if we closed our eyes, I'm not going to stop doing my job. So you're just going to have, yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go inside. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the okay, good. Now, whenever you're ready. You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely. There isn't. You insisting it isn't? Exactly. Why would I lie about something so... The door to the basement creaks open. Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. Your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of the air here. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice.
Hello? Hi.
No. Oh, don't be... I don't want to do this. We don't even have... But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And what's that? That the fate of the world... There'll still be plenty of... You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around. You concentrate on where you are. And so you take one careful focus. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears. Physical sensations dull and then vanish. Until the only things experienced are the endless repeat. Consumption and betrayal. Skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be...
Can I help you?
What the hell would... I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but... Oh well, that was a trip. The princess. Eyes bright, but... And, why are we here again? In case... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not...
And yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you...
The shadows recede. She's so... blank. Isn't that fun? If she's keeping her cards close to her chest...
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes...
As the princess speaks again. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. You said you'd been here before, right? What? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head. Oh, new plan. Let's see if...
Is this a quiz? If you're here, then sure. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can...
I don't think we're going to be able to... Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her... Wait, that's not... Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You can feel yourself rupture. The room find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish. Is this what the end of the world looks like? But this... Do you not have anything witty to say? No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to... Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the prince falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that we can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all... Did you do this? Did we do this?
We should help her.
Now, surprisingly, since I didn't actually think it's a little late for regret.
Please.
She's gone. And there's that... He is. What are we... There's something... No. Right. Again... I'm begging you.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its power. Vague recollections, and I am solitary lights in an empty city. I think that you are like we are oceans, reduced. How can the world have ended? Yes, nerves and fibers to feel these ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. You are the only thing, the space we're in. She is part of... You speak in circles. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. Bring me more perspectives so that I may... More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. You ask of things that cannot be done. How can I know? Everything. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here. Of course I haven't. Why would I mean, maybe some people do? While I appreciate, nevertheless, let me assure, and before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more causality doesn't matter here, because the end result, it's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken, unless, of course... Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse? You make your way up.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
Ignore him. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and wall. The blade is your The door to the basement, her voice.
Hello?
Is hypnotic. Don't let it fool you. How many times do I have to...
Wait, really? Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock up. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I hope you brought something to deal with these...
Don't do it. You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a... No. You're doing the right... You walk up to the chains, but they're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to...
Okay. I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the base. Is someone else here? You try the door. Your shouts and you're here to slay. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for her, easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're...
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with a determination as she rips her flesh from her bone. A sound comes from behind you. It's the blade from upstairs. Or we could use it to... You won't like what happens. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound of... You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the... She didn't so much... No. She smiles softly as her... How is she still smiling after everything?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No. We won't have any of that. The stakes are... As the princess approaches the bottom stair, you're... Wait. Watch me. Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, but the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade... Stop it! Stop trying... The blade! Move the... As your body remains frozen in
We both know this isn't...
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade.
I'm sorry.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew.
Oh no!
Stay strong. We can for her sake. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your...
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife. Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade...
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. It can't just end like... Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to... Everything goes dark. And you... You're on a path. You're here to sleep. A warning. She will lie. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain. Forget he said. But he is a villain. He made our last time. I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own. I do. But I also speak... Sure, yeah, you don't pay their... The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. Its stone wall... The blade is your... You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your hand, but there was a mirror, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess, a soft voice.
Hello?
Her voice. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can. We don't even know the princess. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just, you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the My love! We're here. You know she can't. She may not be a... Oh, your spirit's plenty.
It's you. My dashing hero.
Did you hear that?
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes waiting for you to come back.
That's right, villain. And well, only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first. We damned a whole world. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever.
Another version of me was pushed to such.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that.
She took that in stride.
That's because she's.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her she doesn't?
I think he's right, because I like it better.
You died, and now. I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists. And
what? No, she's a. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles?
She didn't care last time. Why?
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world?
Isn't that just like our...
Are you listening?
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess any...
No.
You're what? Take over our...
I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain...
You.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I can't believe it.
I told you. There's no...
I'm free. And you're not trying to kill me this time.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful... If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and you're pristine. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have...
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love?
What do we do now?
Let me guess.
Spoken with the rank sinister...
I don't act...
She doesn't even know what she wants. You're so gullible. He's the only thing...
I think I want to...
The princess closed and then she shrugs.
I don't know. That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand. The last hopes of the entire world.
We have each other.
I like to think that you do. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made. And
I will mope about it.
Because moping is the only recourse, you love-blind fool. You and the princess walk up the and what happens after you walk up?
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting?
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here?
She's right. It isn't fair.
Enough with this.
Of course you wouldn't.
Are you listening to this? You don't.
I'm just along for the...
Okay. Yeah, let's...
Like a pair of teenagers in love. And... The lock clicks, and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
I told you our love was insurmountable.
You and the princess, the blade. That's right, there's still a chance. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking you know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay? That's not.
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works.
The way out. We're going to leave together.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? And then you step outside.
A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do?
Where did he?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too...
I'm cold.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and we...
She's gone. And is that a...
But it feels so bad. Yes,
I fear that we won't like what we'll see. Okay, she'll be there.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality. Whenever you are ready. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern. Eyes close and perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience, it feels correct. I'm sorry. Words are. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than any. Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and do not mourn her. She has served her purpose. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. You will have your rest in. I will long for your return, but it will give me. We will meet again.
You're on a path, and you're here to slay her. You make your way up. We're not going to go through. Ignore him. The interior of the cabin is almost. The blade is your. You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds.
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so coldly. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward. You're.
Oh? No talking then? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And so, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. You lunge forward without a. You feel flesh easily give way.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to. Do you actually believe this?
It's like she's convinced. Yes. Even as she lays there, but it's over, isn't it? But is it over? Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, why do I feel like you did kill someone? Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least. But that day isn't. You open the cabin door, ready to return to. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't. What? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from. This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. This is what's best for everyone. Time passes. You can't be I do, but the blade. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one He's right. Do you hear that? Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take, don't you? What a relief. I suppose we've got more happy time passes, though the word begins to lose. Please shake the little voice. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence, though words like...
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Are we really happy? Good, because the blade. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only... He's right. Do you hear that? Do you not? Don't you? How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you. And you, in a sense, we'd die, but looking at things... I know this is out there, but that little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time, the princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still... You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you. You're on a path. You're here to slay... I can assure you that you're not dead, and if he doesn't remember what happened, that's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, those are two very different. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time. You died last. Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the prince. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing any... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. Yes, but in this purely... Had you failed to... It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt... Just stay... Just be quick. That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things back? Yes. Maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world, but that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. You're going to find her in the cabin, and let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. Well, that's exactly... Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad? She just can. People locked her in that... Great. Now if you... A warning. She will... She won't. The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. The blade is your... It feels like no one's been in. Like I've been saying, she's dead. You take the blade from the... The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wall. The room below... Nobody's... As much as I... I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. Okay, it's just like I... Before you have a chance to finish your thought, two deep-set eyes stare up at you, and finally... The rest of the body... Ghost! Oh. Wow.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, killer. I was hoping...
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her... Her touch is cold and ethereal. So she has a body. And she's right.
I see you brought that annoying knife. So, are you waiting?
Nobody tricked you. And the fact that the princess...
I wouldn't say she's ever...
She does have a little bit of an attitude, but I can't...
The enemy of my enemy.
The princess circles you again, her icy fingertips trailing up your spine.
I don't want enemies. Is that...
And just where is...
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But wherever I'm supposed to be.
How? And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting...
No. Those bones are just a body. But you can help me. This place won't let me leave. I've tried. Before you came back to me.
Maybe we should just leave. If she hasn't got out, and
it'd be dull anyway.
But you can come and go as you please. After all, you own me.
Absolutely. Is she asking if she is? And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't. Would she be able to see us?
Now, isn't that an interesting thought?
You won't like how things...
Sure. Why?
That doesn't sound very...
It could be the best way to trap her for good.
That is a... The princess swims through the air in front of you.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives you collapse to the floor.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels...
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings.
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice,
So, it doesn't work like...
Clearly it doesn't.
all these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to...
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken...
It's okay.
I'm... a voice?
Who cares what we are?
You don't have to fight. We'll all be...
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass...
I'm clearly the same
They're not listening to me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that...
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a...
That's rude.
You're kind of like me.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off...
Obviously she's not...
Because I'm in here with...
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful...
You don't have to let him get to you. You're back.
This is infuriating. Just... Your legs, weary with the weight of the...
I'm just trying to get home.
But that's exactly what
You don't know...
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to...
It doesn't mean that at all.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it?
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world...
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of me...
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop...
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just...
Not at all. I'll have you know that It's just the weight of it all.
And why?
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to You continue slowly to the door.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle.
Was exhaustion really the best you could
Shit. But it collapsed to the ground. You and the prince... yeah.
Nothing. He's gone. And...
So we did slay him after all.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in...
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out. I'm out. You actually freed me, didn't you?
Don't mention it.
I think this way.
She's gone. Is that a... This...
Ignore...
am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tide. All of me is changing. This one is vaporous. She is a dream of a life she could never have, but that longing has given her so. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew. As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have. Perhaps this will. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path. You're here. You make your way. We're not going to go through with. Ignore him. The interior of the blade is. You take the blade. The door to the. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting.
You walk down the stairs. She's so cold. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you?
She makes a compelling point. What? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do. The blade.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just.
Against your better judgment, we'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? I don't remember much about it, to be honest.
Just how long has she been down?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free. Fine. What do you want to know?
You can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have. Well.
Her sharp eye. She isn't suggesting she is. She hesitates before.
You can address me.
Note the lack of deep.
Oh, have you?
You know. Oh, you have to be. You walk up to the chain. They're large and heavy.
If you don't have the key.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here.
That would be fine. I can lose an.
She speaks. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting up. You attempt to make your way out. Someone else. You make your way back to the bottom. Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut.
You won't like. Against your better judgment, you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and you make quick. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bite. How is she so composed after losing?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The state as the princess. Wait, this. Watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a.
Your body lunges forward. Stop it. Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, but she's ready for it. She grabs. You drop the blade. Pathetically. She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can fall to your knees. You're barely able. Every blow is as punishing as the first. She places a confident heel on your chest and push. Her knee falls to your throat. It can't just. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. You're on a path. You're here to. A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her. And can we tell? I'm not being a pest. You're being a. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge your. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we should rescue her, given the stakes of the situation. So please try. If that's what you want. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The blade is your. What do we feel? We don't feel small. You take the blade from the. You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? You reach forward. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen. The door to the basement creaks. It's still a stone base. Her booming.
Is that a guest I hear?
You weren't kid. We need to get down there. Should we be worried about you? It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight. Her figure framed by a stained glass. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though.
The blade slips. We didn't have. And yet you. She's so much more. Oh, I understand what's going on.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to.
That's my good little bird. The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself. I could feel its fundamental. The collapse of the old is a necessary. It's time for me to seize my death.
Well, that gives away the game. It does. But she's right. And we've died here before. Pitifully. He's being melodramatic, but I'll be damned. Okay. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have lived. Your will was so easy. All you need to do now is break my chain.
If this is what you want, then I guess. No. You can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high.
There's still something in the way. A greasy. Is that a person? No.
That's impossible. She's not supposed to.
You're a small one. A shriveling little worm stretched.
No. What are you talking?
I don't care what you are. Rise, my
without hesitation.
Break my chain.
And how are we supposed to do that? All you need to do is believe it's been done. Her chains shatter. And the cuff falls.
What a good disciple you are.
She's gone. And there's that mirror. This doesn't. I don't want to.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long. Do you know it? There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of... This one is dominance, a figure capable. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you. No, their thoughts are quiet. There's no need for you to know what you are going to do before you do it. If I did, one, whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the other. These gifts are a conversation, and each one. The next time I will be here.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here. That's the spirit. You make your way up.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess.
Ignore. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your The door to the base. Her voice.
Hello?
Is don't let it fool you. Great job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with. She's beautiful. I am begging you.
Hi. You were
You're only making this more.
Thank you.
You're making no. You're doing walk up to the chains, but they're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the...
Maybe it's somewhat doubtful. Whoever locked.
Okay. I'll be...
You attempt to... Someone... You try the door. You make it easier for everyone. Look at
I heard the door.
There's a slight panic.
If I could just get out of these chains...
She bears as she rips her... It's the blade, or you won't like... Without hesitation, you bring the wound dry. Okay. There's no going back.
You bastard.
The princess pushes away from you, wounded but still alive. She crouches.
You've made a terrible enemy.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's an act. She's wounded and I'm not so. Don't waver. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, your blade cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground. You'll forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything. Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share. You seize a moment of hesitation to we can still turn this. You steel your resolve and take another step. Excuse me? What's it? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the... Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling? You take another step. The two of you enter one last exchange. A flurry of blade. You collapse on the ground.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd find...
Silence. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all.
If you think this is it, you're so...
But you don't have time to worry over such things. You're on a path. You're here to slay. A warning. She will lie. Don't worry. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that almost... The blade is your... No blade. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing. The door to the basement creaks open. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here. The air smells of dirt. Her voice.
Something nasty finds itself on. But you are. I recognize that voice as
She must have you. She seems friendly enough. You can't. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. Do you want to hear what? You need to stop. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand.
She's acting. Oh, no. That's pretty sharp. Call it. Well, you see. Do you remember us? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I'm just glad. Is it all but just focus on the task at hand? Let's chat her up a bit first. Don't talk to her. You'll just go.
Well, I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you?
Seems to me like she's offering. Do you know what the word mutual?
You came to me with empty hands last time, too.
But we didn't plot any. I think you're both.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me.
The princess grins as the chains. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That a woman after my own heart. This is why she can't just be abandoned.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one. She never breaks eye contact. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her. It shouldn't matter who leads and who. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be. You're talking a lot about trusting.
That's right, you're the one who's going.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs, and you're only saying that. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? No. The step. The princess is silent. Isn't that a relief? You're not even going to. What did you? I think you feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs. Your body and hers crash. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. Wait, why won't we be? I'm afraid your back is broken. You know what? We were going to help her. It's what I would have. If you considered not, of course not. And yet here we are, paralyzed and stuck with someone who hates.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done. Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that by our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme, and then you'd say something like, and then you would have. It's just one problem. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? The princess's body twitched. Ho, ho, ho!
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist?
She eyes you with intensity.
Seems I'm not the only one.
Wait, are we? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how—
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now—
She's gone. And is that a... This... If he thinks it's bad...
think you know what I am.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. Construct. It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide you. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, but you're waking up to your true nature now. Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the... For all I know, each of those other versions, except for me. You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death. By slaying the princess, once she's gone, everyone will get to exist exactly as they are. No more fear, no more how. Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of when the patterns are wiped from the sand. You are you. And if you would let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the Her nature is to become what others perceive her to be. If you actually knew what she was, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of it. Seems that every me you make. With some amount of difficulty. But you're an abstract concept yourself. It would have been preferable if you had destroyed her within the confines of the construct, but when I shaped the two of... Well, there's no reasoning with a god. Even one you've woven in, and just an echo.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven when the echo spun us from one into two. He gave you a choice and me a role to play. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death? Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear the I love you. It's magnificent. Everything.